Kristofferson from his 1972 album, Jesus Was a Capricorn. I play it here in the key of A minor. It is very close to the same chord progression as St. James' Infirmary, so you're really getting two songs in one. It's just like an alternate version of St. James. I start off with this run up the 6th string to the 5th fret, which is the A note. And then I play these two notes on the 4th string. 5th fret, which is a G, and then 1 fret below, which is an F sharp. And then do the same run up the 6th string. And this time I'm doing a D sharp and a D, but I'm just playing strings 2 and 3. And then you do the same run up the 6th string. This time you do a full D sharp with the melody on the 1st string. And then you do the D sharp and D again. And he puts a lot of bend on that. So the intro looks like this. Another run up the 6th string. And when you get up to this A for the first run, you hit the E on the 1st string as your melody, and then you go to an E7th chord, hitting the D on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and the E again, and you go back to the A minor, hitting strings 2 and 3, and then you immediately go to an A major chord, hitting the C sharp there on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, like this. And then you go to a D minor up here on the 5th fret. D minor is on the 1st string, 5th fret, 2nd string, 6th fret, 3rd string, 7th fret. Open D. And then this A7, hitting the G note as your melody, A7th again, hitting the E note as your melody, and then to this D minor with the F as your melody. That D minor melody is on the 1st and 2nd string. So this first run looks like this. Now there's a break there, and so I just fill it in with D minor chord notes. And then it goes to the next run, which starts at the D minor up here on the 5th fret. And that melody is on the 5th fret 1st string, and then on the 2nd string you're hitting the 8th fret here with your panky. And back down to an A minor with your melody on the 1st and 2nd string. And then you go to these diminished chords. To an E7th. This is an F diminished. I call it by the 1st string what the name of the diminished is. This is an F diminished chord. It is 1st string, 1st fret, 2nd string open, 3rd string, 1st fret, 4th string open. You're just playing 4 strings. The same chord. You can call it an A flat diminished if you move it up 3, and that's 4th fret on the 1st string, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 4th fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, 4th string. Move it up 3 more. Move it up 3 more. And you can play as many of those as you like this. You can just do 2 of them. And then to the E. Or you can play 3 of them. Or you can play as many as you like, just as long as you do it in time and you end up with the E7. And that moves to the next part. The second part starts off the same, and then for the D minor, instead of going up here to the 5th fret, I stay down here at the 1st fret. Go to an A chord, and then back to a D minor, but I'm playing the 2nd string there as your melody. And then continue on the D minor down here at the bass position. Any of those notes just make up your melody back to an A minor. And then when you get to the Sugar Man part, you're playing an F7th chord, and you're not playing strings 1 and 6, just the 4 inner strings. Take it down to an E7th chord, just playing the 4 inner strings, and then back to the A minor. As soon as you get to this A minor, you do the walk up in the intro. The second half looks like this.